our presentation. Thank you so much. All right, all right. My name is Dr. Seko. You're welcome to our presentation, the Bitcoin World Club. This is where destinies are being redefined. This is where wealth is made in simple manner and in a simple way. And by the end of this presentation, I can assure you, you'll be really, really glad that you made it to this call because one, there is something unique, there is something worth shouting about that we are about to share with you as Bitcoin World Club community. All right. Now, Bitcoin World is built by the people for the people. Here we are turning community into Bitcoin World. Why the name Bitcoin World? The name Bitcoin World is because there is, enormous untold wealth sitting within this thing called Bitcoin, of which I don't think a lot of people have realized yet, even though the government is not telling you why, because one is the easiest way that can liberate man from abject poverty to real wealth, wealth that is beyond your explanation. So every institution, every governmental body, they are doing everything to take a hold of it so that we all will always go through the queue to take the crumbs out of whatever we are going to get. But thank God for Bitcoin World because one, we have decided to open the eyes of those who care to be told of the future of Bitcoin. There is a future of Bitcoin. And I'm telling you, at the end of this presentation, you will realize that yes, indeed, there is a future of Bitcoin. Now, someone may ask, what about Bitcoin World? Bitcoin World is not just a platform, it is a movement built for the people. Founded by Bitcoin believers, we are creating a global ecosystem where communities come together to earn, grow, and succeed in Bitcoin as one. This is our goal. This is our daily desire. This is our dream. This is what we want to achieve. And we have created all that is necessary in a very simple and smart way to take you into that future of Bitcoin by combining decentralized system with scalable ecosystem expansion. We are now shifting the power back to individuals. Yes, we meant what we say. We are shifting the power back to individual. There is sometimes power called, there was a time this thing called Bitcoin came with its force and the power was given to individuals, but a lot of individuals all around the world, they lost their power. They gave up their power. Right. And that's why today, when we talk about Bitcoin, is the institutional holders, is the governments of different countries that are really holding a large chunk of Bitcoin, not individuals, but with the system and structure we have discovered in Bitcoin World Club. We are about shifting back that power to individuals by enabling anyone to participate in the future of Bitcoin. Like I will always say, there is a future of Bitcoin. Maybe one of these days we'll take our time to explain in details how this apply. This is where community becomes opportunity. This is where people grow together. This is the people's plan. I believe this is your plan too. Someone may ask Dr. Seko, how can I get this thing called Bitcoin? I want to be part of the future of Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy. It's very simple. There are three key ways we have identified. The first one is by mining Bitcoin. But we all know that it requires expensive equipment and high electricity costs to sustain or work at that level. That makes the institutional holders to be the number one front runners in this way of earning Bitcoin. So I cannot recommend it to you because it's very, very expensive and you might not be able to, match up when it comes or get the dividends in mining. Then we talk about buying Bitcoin. Anyone, anytime, any minute, all around the world, you can buy Bitcoin. There are exchanges, there are decentralized exchange and centralized exchange where you can easily go ahead and buy Bitcoin. Coupled with the fact that today people trade Bitcoin. People have AI bot that trades Bitcoin. These are all different ways you can be able to get Bitcoin. But like I tell people, in this way, you work under pressure. In this way, you can easily FOMO because it's risky as prices fluctuate and losses can happen anytime. I don't think it's something that you want to delve into because, this can take your heart out of your chest. I'm telling you, it's not what you want to dive into. I've been there. I know what I'm saying. Right. Now, we have one of the key and most suitable way we have discovered, which is the third way, earning Bitcoin. Earning Bitcoin is the most effective and smooth way that you can earn Bitcoin. Like we said, there is the smartest way to get it. And Bitcoin World makes it simple, fast, and cost effective. That is what we have designed as a body to ensure that people all around the world take advantage of the future of Bitcoin. Now, somebody may ask, oh, Dr. Seko, it's not about just earning. What are your channels? What are your strategies? Like you see on my screen, we call it the king of smart contracts. This is a smart contract channel that we have discovered through our own VAR Unity engine to ensure that we have a seamless and simple and effective and cost-effective channel to ensure that people get in and make money with earn Bitcoin nonstop with our groundbreaking evolution in the smart contract space, introducing a powerful, continuous Bitcoin earning matrix system designed for true scalability, automation, and long-term opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, a unique system that works for you is here today. And I'm telling you, if you sit back tight, take down notes with my presentation, you will be well positioned and you will be glad you took that decision. With a ready-made growth system, step into a fully structured ecosystem where you can participate, build your network, and grow together with others through a proven system-driven models, a people-powered network. Ladies and gentlemen, we meant what we said, a people-powered network, a people-powered network that does not discriminate, a people-powered network that gives room for anyone, irrespective of your capacity. That's why we say there, you are not starting alone. You are entering a growing community where collective participation drives momentum and shared opportunity in a smart distribution engine powered by the next generation smart contract matrix system designed for fair, transparent, and continuous reward flow. This is why we all are here. Like, see, I tell people, if it's not making me money, it's not making sense. So we are not here just to tell you the grammatic, approach, but what is making you money on daily basis, non-stop, without missing out a pin on every minute, on every day. A system designed for the people. At the core of Bitcoin World is a next generation smart contract matrix distribution system built to deliver fair, transparent, and fully automated participation. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be on this call and you said, oh, Dr. Seko, I know about a matrix distribution system. No, this is totally different from what you think you know. This is built to deliver a fair, transparent, and fully automated participation. Fully automated, not half measured. We have automated participation that is half measured. This is fully automated participation that runs with or without any human interference. And that's what makes it a unique system. Unlike the traditional network models, where users simply buy into levels, this system introduces a new structure of progression and distribution, more dynamic, sustainable, and aligned with collective growth. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always important to understand the mission statement of every organization or every project. That's why it's most of the times during my presentation, I take out time to outline what makes us unique, what makes us different. Permit me to take you through the powerful people-driven futures that makes Bitcoin World totally different from whatever you think you might have come by. Like I said, it's not a hard, half-measured decentralization. This is fully decentralized system, fully automated execution, transparent smart contract, auto spillover mechanism, unlimited recycles and re-entrants, instant transactions, no withdrawal charges, no hidden charges, no admin control, no owner control, no company dependency. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the times when I come to this presentation and I'm looking at the futures, I'm just asking myself, I hope how many people understand the power behind these futures. Time will not permit me to explain one to other the power behind these futures because this is what you need These are the structural foundation of Bitcoin world. This is what you need to let you know that it's no more business as usual. Actually, in the scheme of things, in the field of network marketing, we have come to go back to the traditional way of networking the world and effectively taking, making, generating wealth without hurting anyone, without robbing Paul to pay Peter. All right. Like I tell people today, the days of robbing Paul to pay Peter have gone. Most of the things you see out there is robbing Paul to pay Paul. So they pinch from your money with the percentage promised you. And at the end of the day, they go when they have hit their threshold. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm super, super excited that we have found a system that gives you absolute control of whatever you want to do, whatever money you want to make without any form of limitation, without any company dependency. Immutable blockchain code, unlimited earning potentials. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, here you have unlimited earning potentials. Mean you determine whatever you want to earn. Hello? Oh, sorry, guys. I think I'm having interference. I can control that from my end. Sorry about that. If you're not to be talking, please don't talk. All right. I've locked the room. All right. So, guys, sorry about that interference. So, like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's important you understand these futures. All right. Self-sustained reward cycle. The system is self-sustained. Where people think, oh, you need Mr. A for the system to be sustained. No, the system is self-sustained. What do we mean by that? You decide what the system becomes for you. So the fact that you're not doing your own bit does not mean Mr. B is not doing his own bit. So when you fail to do your own bit, it's just for you. It doesn't affect the next person. That is how unique this system is. I met people, they said, oh, Dr. Seko, what if people stop coming in? Why do you think so? This is not a system that is depend on if people stop coming in. This system depends on what you want to do. So if you have that mindset of if people stop coming in, it grows and remains with you. It does not affect the next person. It does not stop the next person. That's why we said it's a self-sustained reward cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, you might decide to go with a boss as far as this system is concerned, or you decide to go with a private jet. The choice is yours. And it does not in any way affect whatever decision or whatever approach. But the choice is yours. Are you ready? Are you hungry enough to change your financial status? Like we said here, no human interference, code-based fair distribution, anti-manipulation mechanism, real-time dashboard update. Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. This is big. And I want to encourage everyone to watch with me as I take you through the system that never stop paying Bitcoin. I'm always super excited because I'm one of those pioneers that are working with the system that never stop paying Bitcoin. You on this call today, you are privileged to be one of those pioneers to work with the system that never stop paying Bitcoin. Start with just 0.001 BTC. Ladies and gentlemen, is as simple as ABC. Is as smart as you can ever think. Is as cost effective as you can ever place it. All you just need to start in Bitcoin world for life is 0.001 BTC. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't always like to assume this section because I believe whatever you write down with your hand, it remains with you. Even when somebody calls you or when somebody is trying to make a mistake, it's sticking in your brains that you can easily help the person out. So everyone on this call, you just heard me. Even if you have been hearing me, please go to the chat box, type for me 0.001 BTC. That is all we just need to start in this system. And I want everyone on this call to prove to me that, yes, Dr. Seko, we heard you loud and clear. We understand what is required to start in Bitcoin world. So even if you are joining us for the first time, type for me 0.001 BTC. I'm watching. I want to acknowledge everyone that have done that. This is the simple instruction that takes you, that helps you to win in this system. As simple as this instruction. Blaze Band, thank you so much, always on point. Merford, thank you so much, always on point. Thank you so much, Abe, always on point. Prof. A, thank you. Yes, iPhone Nkechi, thank you. You're right. Yes, Marvis, thank you so much. You know, sometimes some people feel too big to write. Well, it's one of those things. You know, we all will not join at the same time. Some that will understand the instruction, because, like I always tell people, instruction is your life. Never you joke with it. As little as these things, if you fail to act on them, I wonder when or where you will be able to act. Yes, we are here. I'm here to present for you. So you need to also make me feel you are running. I mean, you are following up this presentation. Let me not just think maybe somebody just hop into the presentation and busy doing something else. You know, that's why sometimes I tell people, if you follow up on a presentation, you will never miss any aspect. Thank you, Queen Fashion. Thank you. You got it right. All right. Thank you so much, everyone that have responded. So let's go ahead. You're entering Unlock's community-driven system built for continuous growth. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our VAR Unity Matrix engine that is making the wonders as far as this system is concerned. You know, since 2024, Bitcoin World has been building a strong foundation in the digital economy, creating real opportunities for people worldwide. Now we introduce our breakthrough system, VAR Unity, our matrix engine, a new way for everyone to earn Bitcoin through a fully automated structure. Now, this is the strength of what we have. So even people said, oh, they try to copy what Bitcoin Wealth is doing, they can never get it because we have the patented VAR Unity Matrix engine. That is what makes us unique. That is what makes you a Bitcoin Wealth to stand out. VAR Unity unite us as one, creating shared reward, collective power, and the future that lasts. So, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't take much of your time. This is the engine room of Bitcoin World. This is where we mint Bitcoin. This is where we make Bitcoin like DOS. This is where you make Bitcoin while you're sleeping. This is where you make Bitcoin while you are attending this Zoom. While you are here participating, Bitcoin through this, matrix board is melting out, minting out, Bitcoin into your wallet. All right. So guys, before I will start explaining this board, I want to give you the keynote of this board. There is a note you need to note about the board and how this board can effectively be activated for you. Like we said there, once the first two members join, the speed over system becomes what? Active. Meaning there is a requirement called two members. I call it two wallets because we are dealing with blockchain. We are not on a Web2 system. This is a Web3 based system that runs on the blockchain. So we talk about wallets. So once two wallets join your wallet, instantly you have activated the spillover system in Bitcoin world. All right. So like we said there, after activation, you start enjoying free bonus benefit generated automatically from both your uplines and your downlines. That is how beautiful this system is, meaning you are going to benefit from your upline and your downline. How amazing. So let me show you how that plays out. Now, first and foremost, I want to introduce to you these beautiful colors you're seeing on my screen. These colors are very, very important. You understand, remember, everything you see in these colors and the numbers, they are all hard-coded to respond to a command matrix. So when somebody asks you what kind of matrix you're running in Bitcoin world, is a hard code command matrix. So it's not a 2x3 or a force matrix or whatever you want to call it. All right. So now how does this work? Now, first and foremost, let me introduce the colors before the numbers. Now, the colors here, you see green, and you see it at the top here, 2 green. So we say 2 green brings incomes to your upline, meaning your immediate upline and your upline. All right. So those income, remember, each of these income represent 100% income. There is nothing like 99%, 100%, meaning you are joining in with 0.001. That your 0.001 is going to an immediate upline and upline. which is upline 2. So you need to understand that. So those two incomes goes into your uplines, matrix board. Even though it will appear here, it will also appear to whoever upline to fill up his board. Can you see? So that's why we tell people, as far as this system is concerned, we are collectively growing, meaning that your work as downline can impact your upline, even your upline. And the work of your upline can also impact you. That is how beautiful this system is. All right. Then we talk about the yellow colors. All the yellow colors, you can see them, they are practically much more than every other colors here. Why? Because you are the king of this board. So this yellow color said the 6 income go to your wallet, your personal Bitcoin wallet, whatever wallet you use to connect this system. The 6 income goes there. So anytime anybody, wherever drops on every of these boxes that are yellow, that money, just know that the money is in your wallet ready. Yes, the money is in your wallet. I tell people it's only Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency that is a breathing currency. It's not like your fiat currency that is dead currency. Any amount of Bitcoin you receive is breathing in your wallet. Is either breathing upward or is that breathing downward? And you all can attest to the fact that right now, most of you, when we started this system, we started with about, some of us, $72. And between that period to date, we have earned. Go to your wallet. Whatever you're holding in your Bitcoin, the value have changed because Bitcoin is breathing upward. So that is the power behind this system. And I tell people, I meet some people, they say, Dr. Sekou, why don't you people use stable coin? What do you understand about stable coin? Stable coin is just like where we are running from. But when you have a global currency, I'm not talking about any other coin, the most yen after currency in the world, the number one cryptocurrency called Bitcoin, the number one. And you are still trying to query decisions and you are still trying to think about it. Don't be overanalyzed to bring you paralysis. Yes, too much analysis brings paralysis. Learn to act. Because see, everything you see in this system was carefully and smartly crafted. There is a purpose. There is a goal behind it. And that goal is that we want everyone not just to be a millionaire in USDT, but be a millionaire in Bitcoin. Do you know what it is? You become unmatchable. That's why we're doing what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. Then we talk about the blue color. The blue color here represents something very unique. The blue color takes you into the future of this system. We call it 2 income for next slot, meaning there's slot 1, slot 2, 3, 4 to 12. But because of space, I'm giving you example with this circle 1 here, which is slot 1. Now, everything you see here will duplicate itself in slot 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 12. All right? So whatever I'm presenting to you is what would just play out in slot 2, play out in slot 3. So I hope you understand that. So this blue color buys you the next slot. Can you see one unique thing about Bitcoin World? You don't need to take out of your pocket to ever buy any other slots outside your startup slot, which you bought with 0.001. Now, every slot thereafter is times 2 of the previous slot. That's why if you look at this board, the blue needs blue number 4 and blue number 5 to buy you into the next slot, which is slot 2. And what do you need in slot 2? 0.002. What do you need in slot 1? 0.001. So you need times 2 of 0.001 will buy you into slot 2. So the moment you see any income, remember this money actually is your money, but the system uses it to buy for you. Meaning, as far as this table is concerned, you're already earning from your second level. I've never seen it before. I've never seen it before. I've done some matrices. You need to, where you start earning from your third level. I've never seen it before. Yeah, in short, the 4 IDs that line up on this box or the 4 boxes here, they are all yours. They are all yours. 2 comes to you. Why 2 buys you into the next slot. That is what it represents. Now, we talk about the Apple Green. This is another unique feature about this system. Apple Green said 3 incomes to your downline. You can see you have 3 boxes, 7, 10, and 13. Meaning, whoever drops here, whether you recruit them or spill or whatever, so long it drops here, this income is going to pay this person that happens to be your first downline, whatsoever, maybe number 1, but I'm just citing that as an example. Now, how does he pay this person? That's why I tell people the unique thing about this system, don't just come in and be alone. Come in and fulfill the requirement. The requirement is said, get 2. Imagine this guy on blue and is number 1 here. He came in as number 1 on under you. And this guy fulfilled by getting his 2. Anything that comes under you here in block 7 is going to pay this guy. I'm telling you, instantly. This guy is already on money. I'm telling you. Because on his board, this income, because he has fulfilled his first 2, which will appear here, anything that drop on 3, boom, money comes to him. Or let's assume this guy brought in 3 people. Instantly, he has started earning. Because the system look for a available slot to fill. So even if you are spilling downward to your downline, it will look for any other slot. Maybe this other slot, slot 3 on his board is already filled. It's going to fill up 4. If 4 is filled up, it's going to fill up 5. That will instantly buy him into the next slot. So guys, this is how unique this system is. Do you understand? So the 10 income pays the second downline. Look at it here. You understand? Then the 13th income pays your first downline. Whoosh! This is big and huge. This is how this system is structured. So coming in early is very important. Working with the possible time available. That's why I tell people, don't delay. Don't say I'm waiting for somebody. If you have money to, fixing the most necessary to wallet, do it. The system doesn't know human beings. It knows wallet. All right. So that you will not miss any income coming from your upline or your downline. It's very important you understand that. Then we have the last one, the purple, which is 1 income for recycle. So this guy will always bring you back again and again to Circle 1 with his income. The same thing happened to Circle 2. The same thing happened to Circle 3. There is always a recycle number 14, that will keep buying you back over and over and over and over afresh. So if you have filled this board, the moment he hits here, he will open a fresh board again. That one has elapsed. And you will always see them on your history. All the field board, you can trace them on the history from your back end. That is one unique thing about this system, ladies and gentlemen. I believe everyone understands. Now, let me tell you guys, make no mistake. You might be looking at this board, you said, oh, it's left and right. There's nothing or binary, nothing like that. Everything about this board is in a numeric order. That's why you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is how the system feels. It cannot jump 3 and go and fill 4. It's in a numeric order, but filling left to right. Right. So I need you to understand. So because sometimes people we showed you this board to enable you, dissect and understand the numeric order movement of this system. Like I always tell people, always ensure you fill in all necessary space. If you see the way this board looks, all the spaces are tight, no gap. It wasn't built one-sided, so that you will not miss any income on the table. All right. So that is how this system is structured. I believe someone has learned something today. Now let's go to the subsequent circle. We call it circle, or you call it slot. Now the subsequent circle is the same thing as the previous circle I've just shown you. So this is a direct depiction, a direct representation of the Circle 1, but with 2 different features. Because in the subsequent circle, 2 things make it different from the previous one you're seeing. And one of it is where you see Royal Pool. Do you understand? And is on block 4. Only block 4 and block 5. Every other thing remains the same. Nothing has changed. Why is it that? Because in subsequent cycle, you're not buying any other slot. Your primary cycle has already bought the next slot. Now, that's your primary cycle repurchase, which is that cycle 14, will now bring you to what we call the subsequent cycle. Now, in the subsequent cycle, the system is no more buying next slot, because now is like something that is already existing. For example, you have a bucket. You have a bucket. Now you fill the bucket and you turn the water out. Do you need to go and buy another bucket to fill water? No, that same bucket now is existing. All you just need is to keep filling in water again and turn it and fill in again. So that is what subsequent cycle represents. So the same thing for subsequent cycle 1, subsequent cycle 2, 3, 4, like that. That is what subsequent cycle represents. I hope somebody understands now. Now, this royal pool, because it's a subsequent cycle, we are no more to buy slots. So the money in block 4 and 5, the system said, okay, block 4 will go for royal pool. What is royal pool? Royal pool is where the system, because one, this system doesn't pay 99%, it pays 100% payout. So where do we have money to pay those who ranked? The block 4 money is what the system used to pay rank 1, 2 to 4. So every money on subsequent cycle, not your primary cycle, but on your subsequent secondary cycle. All right. So every money that comes here automatically is in the pool to pay at the end of the month. And we are looking forward between now and 21st of this month, all those who have hit rank 1, 2, 3, 4, man, we have not yet hit 2. Yes, I know we have not yet hit 2. We are still all gearing towards that. But those who have hit rank 3, rank 1, you are going to be receiving extra income in your wallet. How amazing as a result of this royal pool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. Then another unique feature that makes it different from the previous one is your income now has increased to 7 income, no more 6. Look at it. Number 5 brings you extra income from the original incomes. That is how structured and unique this system is. Nothing is missing. Every other thing remains the same as explained. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all understand. Now, the earning flow structure is very simple here. Look at the earning flow structure, which I told you is in a numeric order. That's why we brought out this, so that you can understand. You see, number 1, number 2 goes to first and second upline. Number 3 goes to you. Number 4 and 5 buys you the next slot. Number 6 goes to your wallet. Number 7 goes to your downline. Number 8 and number 9 goes to your wallet. Number 10 goes to your second downline. Number 11 and 12 goes to your wallet. Number 13 goes to your downline. And number 14 recycle you. When number 14 recycle you is coming to buy you into this subsequent cycle of cycle 1. This guy has finished his work. He has already bought you to cycle 2. So cycle 1 now, his reputation, like that bucket example I gave to you, now you have already gotten the bucket, is to keep filling, which is we call subsequent cycle. When he fill up to 14, this 14 will still repurchase back, will still repurchase back, will still repurchase back, continuously non-stop in this numeric order. That is how this system is so simple and just like the way I've just explained. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's talk about the continuous income from all the 12 slots. Now, this is one unique thing that makes this system different from whatever you think you might have come across. In the previous system, you need to take out of pocket or out of earning to buy slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But here, you will only buy slot 1 for life. The rest, the system buys it for you. The rest, the system buys it for you. Now imagine, do you know what it takes? Well, let's say you have hit slot 10 and somebody tells you out of your 3 point something Bitcoin you have earned, take out 1 point something Bitcoin to go and buy slot 11. You know, you now have friends that will advise you to tell you who make you think somebody is going to buy behind you. Where people have earned, nobody's going to buy behind you. In short, even some people stop at slot 8. They are no more buying. So by so doing, those activities stall the systems in the past. But here, Bitcoin World takes care of those bottlenecks. The system does all the slot buying till slot 12 and even recycling. So, guys, this is something huge. This is something beautiful. Now, this is the Bitcoin World profit potentials. Now, we tell you we have slot 1 to 12. Now, this is how the entry and the auto re-entry plays out. Now, by the time you see what is required to enter, what would have been generated, and what is required to re-enter, what would have been generated, the numbers don't lie. The numbers are there for you to relate with. Yes, I tell people, but this might look too clumsy for you to start calculating. So I bring you to the simulation parts where you see that, oh, just from slot 1 to 12, remember you use slot 1 to 12. Are you aware that on slot 1 alone, you would have circular 12 times on your subsequent recycling? On slot 12, you would have recycled out how many times? 11. Slot 2. Like that, this very only entering in slot 12. And by so doing, by the time you sum up everything, you would have made nothing less than 61 Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we say there, earn 61 Bitcoin, a simple entry that unlock a high-powered system capable of generating 61 BTC through a continuous what? Cycle. Now, remember, guys, I was talking to you about the ranked reward. Now, the moment you come in as an Ignite means you have sponsored 2 people. You have become an Ignite in this system. Then your first rank, which is the beginner's rank, the moment you hit slot 3, you are already a beginner ranker, meaning by 21st, please, if you're already in slot 3, can you just say me? Type me in the chat box. I want to know those who are already in slot 3 from your system. I want to acknowledge you. If you're already in slot 3, please type me. Everyone here on this call, if you're already in slot 3, type me. I want to see those who are already, in slot 3. Are we saying that there's nobody in slot 3? Type me. I want to celebrate those who are expecting some extra income. Wow, Marvin's part. Wow. These are great leaders. They are moving. Who else? Who else? You're already in slot 3. Very simple to hit slot 3. Wow, wow. Are you saying it's only 2 people? No. We are more than this. All right. Thank you so much. Those who have responded. All right. So for rank 2 is a leader's rank. It means you are now a leader in this system. The moment you hit slot 6, right? Now rank 3 is a champion's rank. The moment you hit slot 9, and then the grand finale as a grand champion, rank 4, the moment you hit slot 12. My goal, my target is to hit slot 12. I don't know about you. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to start grinding. So let me point out our key advantages of the world first matrix plan, fully transparent and automated. There are no limits on reward based on ranks, no expiration of freeze policy for slots, automatic and instant withdrawals, limitless earnings through unlimited slot recycling, automatic slot upgrades, featuring the quickest spillover mechanism. Ladies and gentlemen, we feature the quickest spillover mechanism. Make no mistakes. So, ladies and gentlemen, join the movement and own the future. That is why we invited you here today. So at this point, I'm going to pause I've come to the conclusion of my presentation. So there is a video I want to play out to refreshing your memory based on what I've explained on the board on how these incomes are being distributed. It cascades down to infinity. So by the time you understand that, you understand why we are uniquely different in Bitcoin world. All right. So thank you so much. While I'm working on that, please, if you're here for the first time, I want to see your hand. And if you have any testimony to encourage us, and even those who are joining us for the first time, please put up your electronic hand and we are going to get you unmuted and you talk to us. Thank you so much for attending our early morning edition. I always tell you we'll be very brief on point. If you have any question from what I've presented, please go back to the person that invited you and I believe the person can do justice, most especially if he has been attending our Zooms. But if he's not giving you the right answer, or maybe he's finding it difficult to explain, you can call on us. I'm always here. We have other leaders here that understand the play out of this system. We will always do a three-way call in order not to delay other people. That's why we don't take questions during our presentation. Here we take testimonies, we take celebrating moments, because what? We are full of celebration. When you're making money in Bitcoin, you will never have any dull moment. All right. So guys, if you have any testimony or you want to share your experience so far, please put up your electronic hand. I'm here to accept you and get you unmuted to talk to us. Please, please, please. Mama Juju, thank you so much. I celebrate you, Ma. For your hand. You have a spirit of celebrating. Thank you so much. So guys, who is that leader or who is that participant that has already begun to enjoy the beauty behind Bitcoin Well? I'm using the next 10 minutes because we are still within time to take this action. So who is the person that is going to share testimony? Who is the person that is joining us for the first time? And who has invited somebody on Zoom? I need these three people. Bring up your hand and I'm going to get you unmuted and you talk to us while I set up this. Okay, so co-hosts, you can help me to handle that while I pull up this video. All right. So who can help to assist in that aspect? Co-hosts, unmute yourself. It's amazing. Sometimes my co-hosts are not even talking. Why? What's going on, guys?
Hello, hello, hello.
We're there.
All right. Thank you.
We're right there, Dr. Sekou.
Thank you, man. All right. So share your testimony. Let's see your hand. I'm looking for a video here. Nobody's saying anything.
Nobody's raising their hand.
Are you serious? Okay, I'll start calling leaders. Some people are eating, cleaning their mouth.
Mr. Atifa is laughing. maybe we should call him. Unmute yourself, Mr. Atifa.
All right.
He's laughing. Unmute yourself.
Please, can you guys hear my audio?
No.
Okay, don't worry. I'll pick it up. Okay. Where's my video? Okay. Okay. Let me just play this ad for you.
You didn't stop the recording.
No, don't worry.
Wealth Matrix works. As everyone knows, within the Bitcoin Wealth Matrix, each member has their own personal matrix. Today, we will explore how a new recruit affects other people's matrix placements simultaneously. Let's say there are 3 people. You, your immediate upline, referred to as Upline 1, and Upline 1's immediate upline, referred to as Upline 2. Each of these 3 people has recruited 2 new members to activate the Bitcoin Wealth Spillover System. So, Upline 2 recruited A and B, Upline 1...
Did you hear that? Each of these people have recruited their 2 people to activate the Bitcoin Wealth System. Until you have recruited your 2, you have not yet activated the system to your benefit. So it's important you understand everybody. That is your requirement. The moment you do that, wait and see what will play out.
Recruited C and D, and lastly, you recruited Jack and Mary. As everyone knows, the first 2 new recruits will be reflected as the upline's income. Now, let's see what happens in everyone's matrix plan. Let's start with Upline 1's matrix. Upline 1 has recruited C and D. According to the bonus distribution cycle, recruit C should be reflected in the immediate upline's matrix table. Therefore, you will see recruit C also appear in Upline 2's matrix table. Then, recruit D will move up to Upline 2's upline matrix table. Now, let's focus on your own matrix table. Using the same logic, your first recruit, Jack, will be reflected in Upline 1's matrix table. Your second recruit, Mary, will be reflected in Upline 2's matrix table. As you can see, the process is quite straightforward. Next, let's say Jack recruits one new member, Ali. Jack will have his own matrix table, and his new member Ali will be reflected in it. Following the same logic, Jack's first recruit, Ali, will also be reflected in his upline's matrix table. Therefore, you will see Ali appear in your matrix table. Similarly, when Mary recruits her first member, Sam will appear in Mary's matrix table as well as in your matrix table, just like Jack's recruit. Because the first recruit will go to the first upline, which is you, in this month, Mary's case. Now, what happens if Jack and Mary recruit their second members? Where will they be reflected? Their second recruits will both be reflected in their second upline. In this case, it will appear in Upline 1's matrix table, which, from their perspective, is their Upline 2. There you go, a simple explanation of Bitcoin Wealth's matrix table. Start earning Bitcoin today with Bitcoin Wealth.
Hello, everyone.
Wow, guys, did you hear that? Bitcoin world built by the people for the